On episode 205 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, we take a look at the musical In the Heights. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just saw In the Heights. What do you give this one, April?
I'm giving it a 4.
Okay.
I absolutely love this movie.
I really liked it too, but unfortunately I can only give it a 3, and we'll tell you all about it right after these 2 trailers.
All right, the first trailer is West Side Story. No surprises here. It's a remake, of course, of the 1957 musical West Side Story. It's all about a love story and the rivalry between the Jets and the Sharks, 2 teenage street gangs of different ethnic backgrounds. Release date, December 10th, 2021, okay? And who's in it, Tim?
Ansel, Elgort, Richard Zegler, and Aaron DeBosek. But the interesting thing, right, this is a Steven Spielberg movie, right?
Right.
Okay, that's the interesting part.
Very interesting.
Okay.
All right, the second trailer we saw was Dear Evan Hansen. No, Hansen is Tim's last name, but it's spelled with an E-N. All right, it's the film adaptation of Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical about Evan Hansen, a high school senior with social anxiety disorder and his journey of self-discovery and acceptance following the suicide of a fellow classmate. The release date, September 24th, 2021. Ben Platt, Kaitlyn Dever, and Amandla Stenberg.
And Ben Platt, who plays the lead in this, also plays the lead in the
yes, he does.
Musical on Broadway and stuff.
Which I heard he was fabulous.
Okay, so In the Heights, this is a film version of the Broadway musical in which Usnave, a sympathetic New York bodega owner, saves every penny every day as he imagines and sings about a better life. The director for this is John M. Chu. He's known for Crazy Rich Asians, Now You See Me Too, G.I. Joe Retaliation, and Step Up 2 in 3D. And the writers are Quiara, Alegría, Hudes. She's known for Vivo and My America, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he's also known for Vivo, and he is the creator of Hamilton. This had, of course, because it was a musical, it had a cast of thousands, but the main cast was Anthony Ramos, Melissa Barrera, Leslie Grace, Corey Hawkins, Olga Merediz, Jimmy Smits, Gregory Diaz IV, Daphne Rubin-Vega, Stephanie Beatriz, and Dascha Polanco.
I think you deserve an A for that. You did fantastic.
I struggled through that.
Oh, the cast, yeah, they were phenomenal. Runtime, 143 minutes. Rated PG-13 for some language and suggestive references.
We'll start with that, the suggestive references. One of the things I thought interesting about this movie, and I almost would say don't take your younger children to this, because there was a lot of sexual suggestive references.
Agreed.
In the songs.
Agreed.
And in stuff. And it was like, wow, this is almost,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's for young children.
No, when you see musicals, I mean, it's a spectacular production, but those suggestive references kind of took me a little bit back.
Yeah. Well, I thought that maybe that's what kind of made the movie so interesting and realistic. I thought that obviously the theme and the tone, immigration, dreamers, and working hard for a better life, sure, that's the theme and the tone, but it was also a lot about love. It was about family, and we talk about this a lot as we get older. You have your family, but often your friends are becoming your family, or they've always been. And this is about a community that was a family, first and foremost. I loved the love story between the couple. I love Jimmy Smits. I'm obsessed with him since NYPD Blue. What I loved about this movie, every character was well acted. the dialogue was good. It was funny. But the movie itself, from a cultural background, was through the roof. I mean, from everything with costumes, music, talking about what they ate, how they dined together. It just, to me, it was just magnificent.
Can we talk about the elephant in the sound booth right now real quickly?
What?
What are your opinions of musicals, April?
Okay, let me just say they drugged me there. I wanted to see it because I had been reading all about the director and the writers, and I knew I'd see it, but I wasn't very excited because I don't like musicals. Can I just tell you, I loved this one. I loved it.
Yes, April does not like musicals. It takes everything I can. What was the last one you saw? You saw something with Hope, our daughter.
Yeah, I there was one I didn't care for and one I did. I cannot remember, but
Well, anyways, the direction was fantastic, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I mean, and let's talk about the score. Okay, because this was a musical.
Oh, yeah.
But the interesting thing, like there are a lot of musicals, it's completely sung 100%.
Right.
This one wasn't. There was dialogue in this
You're
movie.
right.
So I thought that was
why I liked it.
But the music was fantastic. We had very tame rap, almost what I'd like to call, you know what soft porn is? Well, they had soft rap in this music. It was rap, but
and
it wasn't rap.
And the Latino music was through the roof. It was so good and inspirational.
Yeah, it was great music. I really enjoyed it. The cinematography, man, this was a beautiful, beautiful movie.
And the score was by...
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He wrote the music, and he did for Hamilton too. But like I was saying about the cinematography, this was a beautiful movie. The colors, you had these gray drab streets, but then you had all this Latino color to the movie. That just made it a very beautiful movie.
Right.
And, of course, the production design
was great. The great dance numbers. I mean, very colorful sets. Whoever did this, too, A+. Yeah. It was through the roof.
But the dance numbers and the song, and this goes into the special effects. There weren't a lot of special effects, but if you've seen the trailer for this movie, you do know there's the dancing on the wall,
right?
Which was really the only special effects in this movie, and it was spectacularly done. I thought that was a great.
It came out of nowhere, but I can see why they did it. Why they wrote it, shot it that way.
It was kind of a fantasy feel to that particular scene.
And the editing, there were times you could tell the actors were lip syncing.
Right.
I mean, that's
no, I agree with you
a little
there.
bit. Mm-hmm. The pace for a 2.5-hour movie, there was never a dull moment. And for me, as you know, in musicals, I mean, for me, there's nothing worse when you're watching people talk and then they burst out in song. Okay, but here it was fantastic. Tim, what did you think about the dialogue?
Well, first of all, let's go back to the song. Who knew Jimmy Smits could sing?
I thought that was so interesting.
But yeah, anyways, dialogue, I thought the majority of it, well, of course, the majority of it was in song, but there was dialogue there. And this is where I went back and where I said there at the beginning, it was a little risque for the younger audience.
Yes, it was.
So,
yes, it was.
Okay, so I said, and this goes back to the where I gave it a 3. And
all right,
you want to say something?
I want to say that I think the movie has a great message about when you have a dream and how sometimes it can be altered for the right reasons. It was all about love. And yes, if it wasn't the risque part, I would have wanted all the young kids to see it.
Right? No, absolutely.
But it really, everyone knows, listening to us over 200 episodes, I'm all about, internal motivation, how people come around a child to assist them with their dreams, right? Well, boy, there was a lot of people that had dreams in this movie, and it was so good to watch the different characters and how they achieved it.
Don't get me wrong. Neither April or I are prudes. I have no problem with foul language and suggestive. I'm just saying, there was such a great message to this movie for young kids but unfortunately, I don't think you can take young kids to this movie because of the suggestive. And this is a public service announcement for parents with younger kids.
Right.
I mean, I'd hate to have to try to explain some things to my kids when
Well, and they'll make that decision.
Right. But we're just,
Story arc. Let's go through this really quickly.
Right. So this is where, from the beginning where I wanted to really give this movie a 4. And if you heard me, you know I was very high on a lot of these things in this movie, the production, the cinematography, the dance, and everything. This is where it gets a 3 from me. Mm-hmm. This movie had about 4 different stories going on.
Right.
Okay.
And we didn't get closure on
all of them. And
unfortunately,
we only got closure on one story. They didn't complete the stories for the other 4 stories.
They left it up to our minds, which I typically don't like. But guess what? The movie was so good, I let that go.
Yeah, but for me, it was kind of like, at the end of the movie, I was going, well, what about him? What about her?
Right.
What happened there? And the whole thing with the abuela. Why did we have to have that whole scene with the abuela? That was kind of put in there for a dance number, I guess. I don't know.
Well, guess what? I absolutely love this movie. I highly recommend that you see it. Take your friends, take your family. I think Tim made a very good point about the risque, some of it in the music. But again, do your own due diligence. This movie is very, very good. And I want as many people to see it as they can.
Oh, I totally agree. And I'll probably end up getting the soundtrack for this.
Oh, definitely. Let's get that today.
Yeah, we will. So anyways, In the Heights, April gives this movie 4 stars. I give it 3 stars reluctantly.
Oh, well, listen, I want to thank all of you. Obviously, everybody's getting back to the movies. We've heard from so many of you. Yes, we're back. Yes, we've been back. I think we counted. I think we've been inside a movie theater like 14 times since it's opened at full capacity. No, we haven't been able to record every movie, as you know. We're doing the best we can. We appreciate you. We've gotten a lot of questions from you and feedback recently that we're going to be addressing real soon, and we're excited about it.
Well, thanks a lot for listening. Please tell a friend about the podcast if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you at the movies.
We'll see you at the movies. Stay safe and be happy and healthy.